Let's talk about finding a great dog trainer. Now, this can be tricky anywhere, but right here on Staten Island, it's got its own, unique flavor. We're going to walk through exactly how to find the perfect training partner so you and your dog can really enjoy life in our borough.
I mean, life with a dog here is something else, isn't it? One day you're navigating a packed boardwalk, and the next, yep, there's a whole family of wild turkeys just hanging out in your yard. Our dogs deal with some pretty specific stuff, and having the right training makes all the difference.
This is about so much more than just teaching sit and stay. The real point is to find someone who gets what it's like to live here, who can help you and your dog enjoy everything Staten Island has to offer without all the stress.
So let's break it all down. We've got a few simple, straightforward steps to help you make a really great choice.
Okay, step 1. Before you even think about looking for a trainer, you have to figure out what you actually want to achieve. Seriously, getting clear on your goals right from the beginning is going to make the whole process so much easier. So, what is it for you and your dog? Are you starting from square one with a brand new puppy? Or maybe you've got a really specific problem, like, say, your arm feels like it's going to pop off every time you try to walk along the South Beach Promenade. Just take a second and picture what success looks like.
And if you're not totally sure, here are some of the most common goals people have. It could be puppy basics or leash pulling, or maybe more complex things like reactivity around other dogs or some separation anxiety. Just zeroing in on your main goal is the quickest way to narrow that search.
And once you know your goals, it'll help you pick the right kind of training. Group classes? They're fantastic for getting your dog to focus when there are other dogs and people around. But if the problems are happening at home, like going nuts at the doorbell or being weird in the elevator, then in-home training is definitely going to be more effective.
Okay, you know what you want to work on. Now it's time for step 2, vetting the trainers themselves. This is where you really look at their qualifications, the methods they use, and just their overall philosophy to make sure it's a good fit.
And here's what you should be looking for. Modern, effective dog training is all about positive reinforcement. It means you're rewarding the behaviors you want to see, not punishing the ones you don't. This approach builds a ton of trust and gets your dog ready for those real-world situations you're going to face on Staten Island.
You're probably going to see a lot of acronyms after trainers' names, and it can look like alphabet soup. So for general training, things like KPA, CTP, or CPDTKA, they tell you the trainer has a good foundation in positive, science-backed methods. For more serious stuff like major fear or aggression, you want to look for credentials like IABC-CDBC or CBCCKA. That shows a much deeper expertise. Quick tip, you can usually go to the organization's website to verify those certifications are legit.
And here is your biggest red flag. If any trainer starts talking about being the alpha, or if they use tools like prong collars or shock collars, that's your signal to just walk away. Modern training has proven that positive methods are way safer, they're more effective, and honestly, they build a much better relationship with your dog.
So you've done some research. You've got a short list of potential trainers. Now it's time to actually talk to them. And you should really think of this like a little interview. You're trying to find the best match for both you and your dog.
Think of this as your interview checklist. You want to go past just the methods and credentials and ask them something like, how are you going to tailor this plan for my specific neighborhood? It's also really good to know how you'll track progress and if they're willing to work with your vet on tougher issues. Their answers will tell you a whole lot about their approach.
All right, let's get down to the practical side of things. We're going to talk about what you should expect to pay for dog training on Staten Island, and we'll go over a few key local rules every single dog owner here needs to know.
So, taking a look at average costs for 2025, you can see prices really do vary a lot depending on the service. Group classes are usually the most budget-friendly way to start, while something really intensive like a board and train program is obviously a much bigger investment.
So just to give you a concrete number, for a single private lesson right in your home, you can expect to be somewhere in this range. And that's a fantastic option for working on those specific at-home behaviors we talked about earlier.
Now let's talk rules. If you only remember one thing, please make it this one, the NYC leash law. In any public space that isn't a designated dog run, your dog has to be on a leash that is 6 feet long or shorter. That means no retractable leashes stretching all the way across the sidewalk.
And besides the leash law, just keep the other basics in mind. You've got to have that NYC dog license and keep the rabies shots up to date. And of course, always clean up after your dog. Being a good neighbor is a really big part of having a well-behaved city dog.
So, after all the research, all the training, what's the big payoff?
Well, it's getting to truly enjoy our burrow with your best friend right by your side.
And you know what? Staten Island has some amazing real-world classrooms to practice all those new skills. You've got the fenced-in dog runs at Silver Lake and Clove Lakes for that off-leash practice. And then the promenade or the greenbelt trails are just perfect for working on that nice, loose leash walking.
Just for a second, picture it. A really relaxing stroll through Clove Lakes Park. The leash is loose in your hand, and your dog is just calmly walking beside you, not trying to lunge at every single squirrel.
Or how about this? Polite, four paws on the floor greetings when you bump into a neighbor in your building's lobby or hallway. No jumping, no chaos, just a calm, friendly dog.
Because that's the real goal, isn't it? It's having a dog who isn't just obedient, but who is genuinely confident and comfortable. A true companion who's ready to handle whatever our unique island life throws at both of you.
The right training really does open up your whole world here. We hope this helps you find the perfect trainer. Here's to you and your confident new companion having many, many wonderful adventures exploring everything Staten Island has to offer.